Transition skills. That was sensational. The bomb was flying.
Okay, so the heart rate challenge, oh my god, it was amazing. I really liked Whitney's performance. I really liked Catherine's performance. Some of the girls, it was a bit vague. I think the producers were trying to look for the best bits from whatever they were doing, because I don't even know what Mel was doing up there. Neither do I even know what Leah was doing up there. It didn't make sense. But anyway, I digress. Hi there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. I'm so sorry about the late reviews. My reviews are going to be a bit late for the next couple of days just because of work. But anyway, in this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island, Season 10, Episode 21. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, a comment, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. I'm going to say it again. Molly's lucky to be going home this way. She's very lucky because her personality wasn't that great. She was very overshadowed by everybody else in the villa and she was just drowning. And I think getting her out now was the best because she lives with the storyline that she had this good thing going on with Zachariah. So people want to know, will she get back with Zachariah or will she not? And also people will empathize with her because of how she was dumped from the island. So I think this is the best storyline for her anyway. And this is something she can run with for as long as people are willing to entertain that. Otherwise, had she stayed in the villa, she would have been overshadowed by everybody else and would have eventually been dumped with nothing to come out of the villa and say she actually did while she was inside. And then so everybody's empathizing with her. She is crying. She's heartbroken that she's having to leave Zach. Zach on his own is upset. Ty sort of said to Zach, you can't leave with her. I know you really like her, but you can't leave just because she's leaving. You need to stay. I don't know whether Zach was talking about leaving. I didn't hear that bit. Do I think they had a strong connection? I don't know. We keep hearing about this Ty and Molly strong connection, Ty and Molly strong connection. I didn't see it. I didn't see it because at one time I remember Montel was saying, oh, they had the strongest connection, and it's like, where? We didn't. Well, from my point of view, I didn't see it. I know they spent a lot of time together. I know they were sort of making out, but they barely had any sort of in-depth conversation. So I don't know what they were bonding over. Only the two of them know. Katie is upset because she's worried that people are going to be upset with her for getting Molly dumped from the island. But that was not her fault. She only was told to pick someone she wanted to recouple with. She wasn't told what would happen after the recoupling, and so it was as much a surprise to her as it was to the rest of the other islanders. The girls help Molly pack up. It's surprising that even people that didn't like her while she was in the villa, people like Jess, are sort of heartbroken for her and are trying to comfort her in this time. She leaves the villa and Zach goes and starts having a conversation with Kate. I think he just wanted to let her know that, I have no hard feelings with you. I understand you had to do what you do and you weren't responsible for Molly going home because at the end of the day, you didn't know that she was going to be dumped. Tie on these parties, the guys are saying, oh, do you think Zach will start to pursue something with someone else? And it's like, what do you expect him to do? He cannot remain single in the villa because he will be dumped. So he needs to create a connection with someone that the viewers are going to believe in, and that will push him to the finale. So Ty on this part says, oh, later, Molly. And it's like, Ty, you need to keep quiet. You need to keep quiet. Mitch was really heartbroken. And it's like, he said, remember, I hope you know that I love you. And it's like, you love her as what? As a friend or as in a romantic partner? She's already told you she doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. So why are you telling her that? That didn't make sense to me. And Molly saying, oh, I will be waiting for Zach. I think she's just looking for a storyline. I don't think Zach, if he stays in till the finale, would want to sort of link up with her because he would want to sort of pursue the relationship that's got him there. And so I don't know how that plays out. The girls were sort of having conversations on their part, sort of saying, the guys need to be cautious of what they say because Katie went by the comment that was made by Zachariah. Zachariah didn't tell her that he was close, and he told her he was interested in getting to know her. So this is why, she chose him. So the boys need to be mindful when they make comments to bombshells that could result in one of us going home. Zachariah said he's happy that she chose him. It was nice for her to choose him, and she was very impressed. So I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then Sammy, has started playing games. I said this before. He went to Jess and said, "Oh, I miss you. I wish you were in my bed last night. I was thinking of you." Blah blah blah. And Jess is saying, "Well, I want to close it off for now and sort of pursue things with Mitchell," which I said Mitchell would be her best ticket to stay in the villa because she can be, loud and whatever else she does, and he will just be sitting there and annoying everybody and just being a creep. And they can get themselves to the finale. Chances of them winning are very unlikely, but that would be amazing TV. And then somehow I don't know, the girls then brought it up because Jess was sort of telling the girls that oh me. Sammy said he wants to continue to get to know me. He was thinking of me. He was this, and Whitney said no. How was he thinking of you when he was cuddling, Mal? Make it make sense. And so they called Mal, and Mal confirmed that, yeah, they did make out in bed, and she doesn't understand what Jess is talking about because he never made it known that he was still thinking of Jess. So it seems like he's trying to play the two of them. And Mal actually confronted Sammy in bed to say, how are you telling me one thing and then going and telling Jess another thing? Make it make sense. Be honest with the two of us. Don't try and play games. And I like when girls call out these guys because these guys are very immature. I've said this about Sammy. He's very immature, and I'll stick by that. So everybody goes to sleep, and in the morning, the islanders have their debriefing. Obviously, Zachariah is still upset that Molly is gone, but he understands he needs to move on. Mitch is devastated that he's more devastated than Zachariah, and did Zachariah was in a coupling with Molly. Everyone feels, that it's sad that Molly had to go. Ella does talk about the fact that she's worried because that could have been her because Ty keeps flirting with KD. He took KD to the terrace and he keeps flirting with every bombshell that comes in. And she's worried that, because he's not willing to close off, she could have in the same situation as Molly and be sent home just because Ty is not sort of sticking to his word or he's not making a definite decision. Katie, on her part, says, Ty was very flirty and she chose Zachariah and she's happy that Zach, hasn't held that against her or hasn't been mean to her. He's been open to getting to know her. He's been very kind and very polite. And I thought, yes, he will be because one, it will give him more publicity for him being coupled up with you, and two, he said you are his type, so he's going to write this till the end. And I like how Whitney sort of, they slip it in that Ty likes to use every bombshell that comes in to see if his connection with Ella is stronger than the bombshell. And so he will use them as a test and he'll flirt with them and then he'll go back to Ella. And even Leah said, yeah, Ty is very flirty. He's got innocent eyes, but the words that come out of his mouth are not innocent. And Katie was, I'm not a test. And I hope this sort of shuts it down and Katie sort of loses interest in Ty. Ty needs to stick to Ella. Ella's the best person for him. Oh, then Ty and Ella sit down for a conversation. Ella sort of saying to him, this could have been me yesterday. You keep going on about flirting with the bombshells. You forget that you hold my destiny in your hands in the sense that I am closed off or I am trying not to get to know anyone because I'm in a coupling with you, and yet you keep going around and sort of trying to get to know every bombshell. Had she chosen you yesterday, that could have been me going home. And Ty's like, well, it's nice to be picked. It's just that, it would have been sad that you went home, but at least, you're here. And it's like, Ty, even during the debriefing, he was saying, oh, well, I am happy that she didn't choose me because at least Ella and Katie are both here. So it's the best of both worlds for me. It's like, Ty, sit your bum somewhere and stop being naughty. And so they couldn't reach an impasse. I don't know what Ella expects from this man. I think Ella needs to stop being jealous with him. I think she needs to make it known that she's not interested in what he does and leave him to whatever nonsense he gets up to. And he will eventually stop. Because the more she pushes him, the more he misbehaves. So she needs to settle down and just ignore him and let him be and see what happens next. Sammy is crazy. He pulls Mal for the chat and sort of says to her, oh, well, things you're accusing me of saying, I only said it because Jess was sort of asking for a reaction from me. The fact that she wanted to know if I was still interested with her. She wanted to know if I was still interested in her. But the thing is, I've barely known you for a few days, and yet my connection with you is way stronger than my connection was with Jess. And it's like, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. And the comments about the bed thing, it was just because she, I just had to say that just to make her feel good. And it's like, I can't wait for movie night. I can't wait because this guy keeps sort of talking badly about Jess, and he keeps getting away with it. I don't know why Mal called him on his own. I think she should have called him with Jess, and they should have had a three-way conversation to find out exactly what was said and what the outcome of that conversation was. I don't get it. And then the girls are talking about Zach. Obviously, Catherine is saying, Zach doesn't seem like, he's affected by Molly leaving. And it's like, well, what did you expect? He moved on from you so quickly. It was surprising. So I'm not surprised with that. By that. Um, Ella, in the meantime, is busy crying in the bedroom, and she's being comforted by Whitney because she's so upset that Ty doesn't seem to want to commit. And it's like, Ella, you're a stunning girl. There's no need for you to be fighting for Ty. Even when you leave the villa, you will find some guys that are interested in you. So let him be. He's for the streets. Leave him in the streets, and all will be well. Um, Catherine then receives a message that there's going to be a heart racing challenge in boys versus girls that evening, and the girls are so anxious. And Mitch is like, "Oh, no one is going to raise my heart rate," and it's like, Mitch, sit down. No one is really interested in raising your heart rate to start off with, so there's no need for you to say anything. Anyway, we'll see. So everybody gets ready for the heart rate challenge, and the challenge starts. And Jess opened it up. I guess Jess would be the best person because she's very bubbly and very lively. So I think just to set the mood. So that was great. I like the fact that she took Mitchell and was grinding on him on the floor. Sammy, I don't know. I think he felt some type of way about that, but it was interesting to see them sort of do something else. And then next we had Ella. Ella, I think she should have avoided Ty because of everything he's been saying. I think she should have gone for Montel and she should have gone hard. I know she did go, and Ty, you could tell Ty wasn't happy when he saw her dancing, especially when she was on Montel and she was sort of grinding on him and stuff. You could tell he likes to dish it out, but he can't take it. And so it was nice to see that happen, and the guys were excited. And then we have Mal should have just sat down. I don't even know what she was doing. The Leah, we barely saw anything of Leah. They were sort of looking for angles where it looked like she could dance, but she couldn't do it, dance for nothing. And oh my God, Whitney made certain people believers. In my opinion, she made Bitch a believer. She made Zach called her a baddie, and what's his name, Sammy. You could tell they were all very impressed. Even Mehdi could barely speak. He could barely speak, and the fact that they all, I think they underestimated her, and they sort of placed her in this sort of category whereby she's not this. With Whitney, her body type doesn't meet society's perception of what is beautiful. And so to see her when they don't see her as a sexy person, to see her dancing in such a sexy way, you could see it from their reactions. When she finished, she said, "Later, boys," and she walked off and she was laughing. And Mitch was calling after her, "Whitney, I need to chat with you." And all the guys were so excited, they were clapping for her. I think this is something they didn't expect from Whitney, so it was a pleasant surprise to see that. And because Whitney and Catherine are best friends, Catherine then came out and did her thing as well, and the guys, Scott. I think Scott was happy to go to the hideaway immediately after. You could tell some of the guys were very impressed because she comes across as very mellow, as very subtle, and so to see her in that light, even Sammy said, "I never expected Catherine to behave that way." And so that was interesting to see. And Zachariah didn't comment, so I don't know whether it's because they kept his comments, because they are now focused on sort of creating Zachariah and KD relationship. I don't know. And then KD came out. She tried her best. Was it great? Not really. But at least she tried. She was way better than Mal. She was even better than uh, Leah. So I guess it was okay. It was okay. Then it was the boys' turn. So the boys perform, and for me, I think Montel was the best, followed by maybe Tyreek. Zach did his best, but okay. I don't even know what Mitch, Scott, or Sammy were doing. I can't even make heads or tails of that. And then they get the results. I think this heart rate challenge, I don't buy the results, and I'm not even going to bother announcing them just because I feel like the producers choose who they want to say the heart rate was raised by for drama. I think they should make them wear something sort of digital that's on the sort of, or they should have a screen that's sort of linked to the devices that they're using to monitor the heart rates, that will tell the viewers as the person is performing. Because I think the guys reacted better to sort of Whitney's dancing or Catherine's dancing, and yet the results didn't say that. And for them to say that the girls' heart rates were raised by Sammy, I think they were just doing that for his ego. I think they were just doing that for his ego. I don't think they were doing it for anything else. I think they felt sorry for him and just wanted to make him feel good about himself. I think if the girls' heart rates were raised, it's because his shorts were so tight. The girls were shocked because they could, everything was right in their faces. But anyway, I digress. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.